The festival is nigh!
All right, players are ready. We will go ahead and get the match started. NVCC versus Ellie. Shaka, center square.
I am going to go with 10 Sacred Flask.
Give me Morgott. Acquire 4 Drake Talismans is the center square. A bit of history here. So actually in the match between Ellie and NVCC in the qualifiers, there was a race to the Drake Talismans. Ellie forgot which chest the Drake Talisman and Celia was in and got sniped by like 2 seconds. So a bit of history here, unique, interesting center square with that history. It also is pretty quick, can rush it.
I remember that match. That was insane.
Yep, in terms of other rushable opening ideas, we have 3 paintings. Paintings is normally seen done without Stormveil using the Liurnia painting, but this is a strong Stormveil board. We have Drake Talismans, which can be done in Stormveil. We have Godric with Nefeli Lu, as well as Godric's Great Rune, Wet Blades, and Paintings. So really a strong Stormveil board, plus the 2 Lion Guardians. There is a Lion Guardian in there, as well as, of course, Godric is a Remembrance, and even a God Boss. Really, really strong opening board. The only thing taking away from it is the fact that there is the Remembrance Whips Flails only, which normally would like to be done on Godric. However, we saw it done yesterday on Radahn. Other things on this board looking towards the late game, it looks like Godfrey is going to be the main late square, as well as Ritual Sword and Ritual Shield Talisman. Those are the 2 capital squares. Honestly, no crazy difficult fights on this board. No Blackblade Kindred, no Lord of Blood, etc. But we do have the 3 remembrances, and we should see a lot of remembrance bosses going down. And also I missed Shackles, so 3 different capital squares, 2 of which being collection. Shaka, what are kind of your thoughts on this board?
Right now, it's a weird board to me, right? Because you have a few like late game squares, right? You got capital access squares such as Acquire Market and Moke Shackles. You also have Kill Godfrey, Goldfrey. There's synergy there with 4 bosses with God in the name, right? And then you also have Godric's while summoning Nefeli Lu. So I'm looking at that middle row, but it's one of those boards where there's so many rushable squares in the early game, not a lot of mid squares, and then some late game squares, where this game could be over in the first 30 minutes, or we will not know who the winner is until the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting balance. You have the Drake Talismans, which you could just straight rush, right? But also the other Stormveil synergy is very strong, just like with killing Godric and stuff, because Godric does make progress towards capital. It does make progress towards 3 remembrances. I think if I was playing this board, I would go for Godric Nefeli Lu, and kind of say like, hey, I understand Drake Talismans is center square. I'm making progress towards it. If I get it, I get it. But I would like to get equity out of Godric. Both players will be killing Godric at some point this game, so you might as well be the one to take equity out of it. Also, difference in starting class between the 2. Ellie going with the Spiked Club. That is a club with bleed. Clubs do good stagger and bleed. It's a great weapon. As well as Alex starting with the Weathered Straight Sword. Weathered Straight Sword overall has piss poor damage, but it does have square off.
Now, I have played both of these players in training practice matches. I'll tell you this much. Alex is very much a majority player. He will set the early threat. I think an early Stormveil rush, because of the value and the equity, like you said, you have summoning Nefeli Lu, you have Restore Godric's Great Rune. Don't do it immediately, but it's like, hey, you go Drake Talismans. I have something that immediately shuts that down. I have Prio on collect 3 paintings. There's just so much there that the only other option that you would want to do is maybe if you find a whip or flail early, go to Renala, 6 staves. I'm thinking memory stones, because like there's not a lot outside. Like whoever takes the out, like whoever doesn't make the Stormveil play is gonna have a really fun time with Torrent Simulator. Meaning they're gonna be running around a lot. There's so many collection squares that don't have nothing to do with Stormveil that they will have to do to get squares and keep up with the Stormveil synergy.
I agree.
But yeah, Alex is definitely going to be. You look for the early threat from Alex. Ellie, on the other hand, is she's. I haven't played her extensively, so I'm not going to begin to try to explain her her game plan here. But I would be worried, as Alex should be, about what she's brewing up, what she's cooking.
Ellie is a very strong player and a very smart player, but she's a highly cerebral player. But sometimes I think that can be a bit to her detriment, where especially in these big games where when you add in like the stress of playing on stream and in a league match, it can you can overthink it a little bit. I think the challenge for Ellie today is going to be more so in the gray of just trusting in your instincts, because she's a really smart individual, has great instincts, and can play good bingo, but sometimes has a tendency to overthink. So I think that's going to be the challenge for Ellie today, but she is really good. She's just really good about setting up for the late game and putting herself in position to be late. Cerebral is like a thinker, right? Intelligent.
No, Cerebral is the tool that Professor X uses to find other lost X-Men and brings them home.
Because he has a strong mind.
No, it's actually Cerebral is actually
okay.
What? Okay, we're nerd now, dude. Go back and watch the first X-Men. I know it came out the year you were born, but damn it.
Yeah.
Good movie. Hugh Jackman deserves to be sane.
Ellie is going to go ahead and do the greatsword check here. It is Milady, not what she was looking for.
Milady.
Milady is a fun weapon, but in terms of competitive, it is just does not really keep up, unfortunately. Very fun, love the moveset. Wish it needs a bit of a damage buff.
I had in my, we hang out a lot and in Discord, right? I had a joke in mind that I just know would have got the biggest side from Ellie, and it was going to be my lady for a lady. She would have just shut the hell up, shotgun. Anyways.
Yeah. We'll see where NVCC decides to go, as well as Ellie. I would imagine this is Storm. Yeah. Okay. It is Stormveil for NVCC. We'll see where Ellie goes as well. I'm guessing it's also Stormveil. Yep. NVCC will get there first. There also is a bit more stream delay on Ellie's side. I will let you know, but she's a few seconds behind just due to stream delay. But overall, NVCC is ahead. So here we have it. We're going to see double Margit on both sides at pretty much the exact same time. NVCC will get in the fight first. He will get better staggers, but Ellie will have bleed.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Which, in this case, I think I take the staggers, depending on if you bring a blue juice in or not.
Yeah.
Right, because once that blue juice wears off, good luck getting a stagger the square off. Now, Ellie's heavy rolling. But she's okay. She just changed.
Yeah, on Margit, I think square off will be better, but on Godric, because he's overall tankier, I think bleed will be better. And he has more stance, so square off is less less effective, because it's 3 square offs to stagger instead of 2. Alex gets wombo comboed though, survives on 1.
Insane.
Ellie is fighting next to the wall, gets the riposte though. And you can see Ellie's making up so much damage because of the bleed, even though she sat and leveled, upgraded her flasks, right?
True.
Even checked Milady, or checked the greatsword, and she's still making up time just due to better weapon choice. I think a lot of credit to Ellie. She has been testing different types of weapons and stuff rigorously, and as a result, it got her the advantage here because she has weapon advantage early on, knowing that the Spike Club is going to be better than the Weathered Straight Sword.
No, she might not kill Margit first, but she definitely kept. She did not lose a lot of time, and she in fact did a lot of setup, like Hughes had said, leveled up, fixed her flask. And that's big, right? Because there's often that decision in your head. If you know you're racing a square, do you take the extra seconds to go ahead and fix a flask or add a level or so?
Yep.
Me, I've come to the point where like, yes, you know, because if it keeps me in the boss fight that much longer or helps me kill the boss that much quicker, it's best to go ahead and take the second, because next thing you know, you're dying in the boss fight or you're not killing it fast enough and your opponent's able to snipe it away from you.
Yep. NVCC gets through Margaret as well as Ellie. NVCC still has a bit of a lead, but Ellie did make up some good ground there with a slightly faster Margaret fight.
Alex going to round table? No,
he just sat to level.
I do not recommend. Oh, I never like leveling when Melina's there.
The fastest way to do it is you grab the Grace, talk to what's his face, Gostok, then stand by the gate to get it open, and then warp to the Grace to get your heals back. If you're just going for all out speed.
Go touch it and then warp to the Grace. Don't run to it. Interesting. But I get.
Yeah, because if you warp, you get your heals back, and you don't have to talk to Melina.
That's big. Big.
I got a big
big.
Got a big forehead. Ellie does look like she's prepping. So Ellie's taking a bit of a. So she's gonna be slower to Godric Nepheli, but she's prepping Godric's Great Rune and the Drake Talisman.
Which, okay, there are some times where, like, if I know we're racing Godric Nepheli Lou, and at this point, 8 minutes in, your opponent hasn't marked anything else. I don't know what they would mark. That would be quicker than this. You know you're racing. Oh, I guess, like, well, at the 10-minute mark, you should have seen collect 3 paintings.
Yeah. I mean, so there's pros and cons of it, right? I think in this situation, personally, I would have not gotten that Grace. You are faster to Godric's Great Rune and the Drakes, but you're going to be behind significantly on Godric Nepheli.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Alex here. I am assuming Alex is not planning on Drakes or the Great Rune, but wants to snipe this square because he knows that if she's going and seeing the synergy, she will want those.
Well, you can also just run back afterwards, right? And in the end, it ends up being, I think, slightly longer running, but it's more or less like time end is more or less even. Like, I think overall, in terms of getting the restore, it is a few seconds faster to prep the Grace, but it's overall pretty even. And Alex is already in the fight.
Okay.
+0 with square off, 195 damage. Not ideal, but doable.
Yeah, also Godric does get a little bit tankier when you summon Nepheli.
Anytime now.
So another reason even why bleed is going to be really beneficial for Ellie, because bleed does percent-based damage, so it doesn't matter how much health the boss has, the percentages are the same. And Ellie is entering the fight now. We have an early race. We will see if the spiked club for Ellie is enough. Also, Nepheli RNG could come into play here. Ellie should be closing in. Up there's the first bleed for Ellie.
I was gonna say, I think NVCC or Alex is just too far ahead right now.
I mean, we'll see. The bleed procs are going to matter a lot.
Let's see how phase 2 goes. You know, sometimes.
Also, if Nepheli gets grabbed in phase 2, like, there's nothing you can do about it. It's RNG and it's a big time loss.
Yeah, typically You know, you never really want to riposte when you have Nepheli let her get her damage in.
Ellie's now in phase 2 as well. I mean, one more bleed and Ellie's even. This is very close.
That is actually insane. But that is, again, a testament to bleed versus just Ash of War square off. Is bleed the new meta over square off?
I mean, square off is really strong. The problem is the weather straight sword just has horrible damage.
Yep.
Ellie needs this bleed proc now. Oh, she's gonna barely get sniped. Ellie's like a few seconds behind in stream though. Actually, this is so close.
It does go to Alex here.
Yeah, Ellie
close.
Ellie got sniped by 2 seconds. That was tough.
She just said that's brutal. Okay.
But now she's gonna get Godric's Great, but she will get Godric's Great Rune because
Alex
she
on
grabbed
his
the
way.
Grace, and
Alex on
Alex
his
didn't.
way. She's gonna pivot away.
I don't think she will. Yeah.
One of them should pivot away.
I don't think they will because like Ellie thinks, hey, I'm probably ahead because I grabbed the Grace, and Alex is probably thinking, hey, I'm ahead because I killed Godric first.
I've been in this situation and I think the same thing. I'm like, okay, you know what? You sniped me here, but I'm faster across that Great Bridge.
Yeah.
So I just like watching it as a third party is like, man.
Oh, Alex does decide to pivot away though. He just grabs the Drake and pivots.
I've told you, one of them's gonna pivot. Like, that's funny to see because I was legitimately in that situation like a couple practice games ago. All right, so Alex is gonna go down to Weeping. It looks like. I wonder if he's going straight to Rune Boss to grab that.
Yeah,
or
he's probably going for Drakes.
He might stop off to check Ira.
Now, Godric's Great Rune is in a better position, and if you don't die, Godric's Great Rune is a very valuable stat buff, right? Like, it is +5 to every single stat. Granted, you need to have rune arcs, and if you die, you lose your rune arc, but it is, like, Sword Seal is the strongest value, like, the strongest item in bingo, pretty much. And there's a drawback with that.
Hear me out. So, well, it would be tough. To kill 2 Lion Guardians really comes into play here because if Alex, as he's going, no, where's he going? Is he going to Gill Lake? He's going to Celia
He
first.
set up.
Smart.
He set up the Seaside Ruins, and now he's gonna go for Celia for the Drake
Very
there.
smart. Well, if he gets 4 Drake Talismans, I mean, kill Godfrey along with kill 4 God Bosses. I don't think he's going to pursue it because he's a majority player. It is a nice threat, capital threat. 2 Lion Guardians. You know, set up real quick and go kill those is what I'm thinking is what Ellie should do.
All right, Ellie will get the Restorer right here. Nicely done by Ellie.
Because you still got Smithing Stone 12 and Collector Paintings. No one's been into Liurnia yet.
You don't have to do the Liurnia painting though with Stormveil.
That's true. You have Limgrave, 2 in Limgrave. Well, Stormveil, Limgrave, and then also Caelid.
Yeah. Ellie does seem to be going hard into Drakes here, immediately going for Bofa.
I don't. Depending on what Alex does here.
Yeah, it depends if Alex goes hard Drakes or if he kind of greeds it and tries to do grades in paintings.
I think he likes that middle row threat. I don't think he wants to bingo. Okay.
Yeah, so we got some new players here, new people here, so let me explain. The way this works, 30-second rundown, is players are racing in real time to go ahead and try to claim a bingo line. A bingo line automatically wins, right? Five squares in a row, column, or diagonal wins the game, or majority, 13 squares would also win. There is a weapon randomizer. So weapons are randomized within their class. So for instance, a greatsword pickup will always be a greatsword, and merchant weapons are entirely random. Everything else for the most part is entirely vanilla outside of the weapon randomizer. And that is how the game works. This is the Elden Squares Bingo League. This is the Golden Order. Players had to qualify to be in this league. It is the top 18, well, I think, some top 18 players in the world. Yeah, it should be a great game.
You're going to see a lot of the content that you would see within vanilla Elden Ring, as well as a lot of weapons and that you might not have heard of, might not have used, might not even know of, that are really OP, or it's all the player could find, and they have to go fight a big boss with it. So you're going to see a lot of strategies here that might not make sense to the, if you have no Elden Ring knowledge. But if you've played Elden Ring, you're going to see some pickups and just how these players are able to theory craft and put a build together within the first 30 minutes of starting a character, and how far they progress. Like on the square, fourth column, middle row, kill Godfrey or Goldfrey. That guy is in capital. He is, I guess, a mid game. Late mid game? Would you say late mid or middle? Yeah.
I mean, for bingo it's late game. For vanilla it's mid game.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just how far a player is able to progress within the time span of one match in bingo.
I mean, how they'll progress all the way to Lord of Blood.
Yeah, we do a lot.
Yeah.
You're looking back, you're like, you do so much within 2 hours that most people don't even do in their playthroughs.
And it's also like, especially when players have gotten to this level, it's not only about execution, but it's the chess match, right?
Yeah.
The mental game. Players cannot see their opponent's screen. They can only see their screen and what's marked on the board. So there's like the information game of like, hey, I have to try to piece together what my opponent's done based on the objectives that they've completed, because you can't actually see what they're doing. Both players seem to be kind of double prepping paintings and drakes. I think both. Well, I think both recognize that, like, it's kind of on one hand, it's like, hey, I'd love to have both. But on the other hand, it's like, I'm going to double prep, because if I go hard into drakes and get sniped, and then I go hard into paintings and get sniped, I could lose both those. And it'd be a really tough spot for either player if they were to lose both paintings and drakes. Because Ellie would have a nasty diagonal threat with the top left to bottom right, and Alex would have two slightly lesser threats in row 3 and column 2.
Yep. I really think it does kind of hinge on Drake talismans right now, because if Ellie is able to collect 3 paintings and Drake talismans, I mean, I don't think, Alex wins talismans, Ellie collect 3 paintings. I think Alex is in a better position here.
Yep, there's the 4th Drake for Alex, but I think Ellie should get paintings here because she already has 2.
Is Alex going to agree to? I don't think he should. I think you move on. You consider setting up Liurnia for a second remembrance, a second wet blade, memory stones, but also some synergy that you can create 5 bosses that ride a horse, 5 bosses with tree in its name, right? Get tree sentinel, 2 Knights Cavalry. Whoever he went down to Weeping, so he can definitely capitalize on the Knights Cav that's down there, along with the one here on the bridge at Stormgate.
Yeah, because 2 Knights Cavalry is a rush square. Kind of lost that one in the sauce of the early game.
I've been eyeballing that because I think it also builds a nice column threat for Ellie. And she's already going to Celia. Or wait, no, I don't know why. Well, yeah, 6 staves. That's why I was thinking of it. I was like, you're going to Celia,
for the
grab
painting.
the 2 staves.
Yeah, in the painting. Yeah.
But if you do get memory stones next, look at that road 2 bingo, right? It's a little hefty on the end there with 5 bosses with tree in its name, but that can be somewhat quick.
Yeah, it's a very split early game, right?
Yeah.
Alex, because Ellie's will get paintings here, because this is only Alex's 2nd painting, and Ellie's about to pick up her 3rd. But yeah, we have a very split early game. Alex has a slightly better board position, I would say, due to the he has the better bingo threat at least, right? In the row 3. But I do think that Godric's Great Rune, man, if you don't die, it is so valuable. It is so incredibly valuable. +5 to every stat in a game mode where you're not getting above like level 60 absolute max, right?
Yep.
And like, because Godric's Great Rune is what? An effective 35 levels, I think.
Well,
there's 7 stats: vigor, mind, endurance, strength, dex. 45, 40, something around there. I don't know why I can't do math today. It's early. We're going to see the first roundtable check from Ellie. Also, I had to kill Ellie's music. Onyx Lord's Greatsword is potentially valuable, but nothing great. She does go ahead and grab the rune arc there, though.
Sorry. Oh, buddy. Was there anything great as far as a weapon at roundtable hold?
There's Onyx Lord's Greatsword, which is like potentially usable. Alex's NVCC might do a Gostock check here. Pretty rare check. Nothing.
Goodbye.
Ellie is probably going to check Kale. Rotten Battlehammer, really good smithing weapon. Smithing weapons are usually a bit less desirable in bingo because they take longer to set up, but there are more of them that are good and a bit more consistent to use. However, the upgrade path for the smithing weapons takes a bit longer instead of somber weapons.
Yeah, well, you can get a somber weapon online real quick, right? +4, just routing up to EG. Additionally, there's Somber 1, Somber 2, Somber 3, Somber 4 pickups. So like, I guess you don't really have to put any money towards it if you take a little time. That does take time, but players don't do that, right? Like, so if there was a shop where you could just go buy all your smithing stones at, it would be just as quick as setting up a Somber. Actually.
And there is smithing stone weapon +12 on the board too.
That could be an argument. You know, why are you able to go buy Somber stones? But we can't go buy smithing stones
because smithing weapons are strong. Because smithing stone weapons are stronger because you can put status on them.
Hell, okay. It's hard to argue against that because I do believe smithing stones weapons are stronger and more fun to use.
Yeah,
comparably.
Yeah, like because smithing, it's a few like smithing stone weapons typically only require physical stats, right? They don't require the soft stats in faith, intelligence, and arcane. And they can be greased. You can put Hoarfrost Stomp on them to get frost on any weapon that you want. Obviously, there are exceptions like Bloodhound's Fang and stuff. Like there are some very, very broken somber weapons. Generally speaking, though, smithing weapons, particularly in a format where you don't have like a full build, right? Like the less of a full build you have to maximize damage, the more status effects matter because status effects are consistent percent-based damage. And as a result, that makes smithing weapons stronger in bingo.
Double status effects are fun, right?
Yeah, they're broken.
Yeah. Proccing frost and bleed back to back.
Interesting here. Ellie's going for wet blades.
She is. So
normally you see people just activate the festival and take the teleporter. Ellie's going early to get wet blades. We'll also set up Radon for later. And fun fact, so the reason why she's going now, if you go to Altus, you will activate the festival of Radon, but while the Festival of Radon is active, you are unable to get the Red Hot Wet Blade in Redmane Castle.
Yep. You must kill Radon to regain access or free access to Redmane Castle and get the Wet Blade. I don't even think the Lion Guardians are there.
No, the Lion Guardians are there. The Lion Guardians are the only thing that do not leave Redmane Castle.
Good, that's good info. Good comms, good comms, as Nortalk would say.
Yeah, she is also setting herself up for early Lion Guardians, but I mean, unless you've practiced the hell out of your Lion Guardians, which they're tricky, right? I can't imagine that she would be looking to do it now, because of the lack of upgraded weapon.
You know, I think the game should have more Lion Guardians. I want a Lion Guardian boss with a name and like breathes fire. They could have done so much with the Lion Guardians.
Well, there's a Lion Guardian boss in Night Rain, the game you hate.
Yeah. Yeah, Fort Rain.
Okay.
I'm kidding. It looks fun. I like playing with friends. I like friends. I like their opinions.
Do you have friends?
Respect their opinions. You think we're friends? No, I don't know. I hope I have friends. I definitely have friends. I have friends in low places, as Garth Brooks would say.
All right, so Ellie is going to be getting the second wet blade, and then the third one she can just pick up from the whetstone knife. Also, Rosa's axe in the axe check. That is a very good somber weapon, very usable. No, we're done. We're done. We're done. No more Night Rain spoilers, Squidmints.
There's spoilers now for a randomized game. It's like, hey, Snape killed Dumbledore. I don't think there's a story to be worried about being spoiled for, unless you're just more like the bosses. But the thing is they're reusing assets. Unless there are there.
Okay, no, we're done. Night Rain talk is over. Night Rain talk's over. We're done.
Well, fair enough. That's fair. Shaka, shut up about Sakura.
You can tank your own viewership with Night Rain slander, but not mine.
That's fair. That's a fair point. Hughes doesn't like the opposition voice. I understand.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Actually, we can just go ahead. We can just go ahead and get rid of Shaka here. And oh my god, this is such much better stream.
I deserve that. Ellie did grab her second wet blade.
Yep, and does the axe check in Stormveil. It is the Ice Rain hatchet. Usable, but honestly, I would expect her to just stick with Rotten Battlehammer. She is a big fan of smithing weapons.
Use the script, Ellie. The Scion script.
Yes, you must mark a square when you get it. You're not allowed to, like, not mark it. All right, so Ellie will be picking up the third and final wet blade here. Alex is a little bit ahead, though, on character progression.
Now, while I like this...
Oh, Alex... Oh, wait, Torrent died, but he's okay? Cool.
Oh, nice.
So the count SFP... The little count that you see players, so for anyone wondering, the little count that players sometimes do, that count is unofficial. Only the players themselves can see it. Like, only Ellie can see her own count and Alex can see his own count. It is unofficial. And purely just to help them count so they don't mismark. It doesn't actually mean anything. And Ellie is going for early Lion Guardians, it appears. She might be trying to do the strat from, there was a strat from Alex Souls where you get the two Lion Guardians to pretty much kill each other. Yeah, that's what she's doing. She's trying to get them to to basically murder each other.
Yeah, but you want to stay up on that platform and get them kind of in the corner of this staircase.
Why'd she swing?
No. You know, it was doing, I mean, I don't know. I'd have to come back and practice this strat, but I also I like fighting the Lion Guardians. Although being one shot with them doesn't help.
Yeah. There was a different way of doing it that Alex Souls did, the champion from last season. He would like run into a corner where they can't touch you. And I think overall his strategy was a little better.
Was it not that corner? What corner
No,
was it?
he like like he literally pins himself into like there's a corner that like makes a V somewhere.
He pins himself. Yeah.
And you put yourself exactly in the V and they can't hit you, but they can hit each other.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm gonna find that corner. I like that strat. She's gonna go for the bleed proc here this time instead of rotting them, which I think is perfect.
Well, she can't because she lost her rune arc, so she can't wield the rotten great axe anymore. Or rotten battle hammer.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, that.
And she
really
dies
hurts.
again.
I think with these guys,
Now
You gotta
NVCC
either-
here is going for 10 sorceries. He already picked up a few from tops and is going for the ones behind Pumpkinhead. There's Selin. You can buy a bunch from Selin.
is there sorcery only on here? No. There's
No, just
not.
10 sorceries.
Well, I saw him pick up the int tier. I don't see Physic Flask on the board, so I'm
He
wondering if
needs it
was
for Rosas.
Roses.
I mean, the good news is Ellie pivoted out there. I think she realized she fucked up the strat and just didn't have the health and stuff to do it at the moment.
When you look at a line and you see Ellie has Wet Blades marked, Godric Great Rune, is your first thought, oh man, that's actually a quick line. Could they be doing that? And then immediately go put a square on that line, or what's your thought process?
Depends on the line. I think with this line here, Shaka's talking about row 4. I would progress Altus. Just progress Altus.
Yeah, because you get Godfrey's icon.
Radagon,
there.
Godfrey's icon, and Elemer. You can kind of
And
cover
Elemer.
both of the. You can cover both of those
Yeah.
while you can cover both. You can cover the line while progressing your map and character by just going for
Yeah.
Altus.
Wow, very old school of you, who's just get to Altus.
Altus is good.
Altus is great. I like Altus.
Altus is like a region of the map that's very valuable, but also restricted because you have to either do Makar or Dectus to get there. You can't just run straight, or Virgins. You can't just run straight there.
I often like get into this headspace of like, I actually like to find a square that I can share that I'm in Altus first, just to let them know I'm ahead of you.
Just to kind of throw your
Like-
shit out on the table and say, I'm here.
Yeah. Even if you're coming from behind, you know, like say like they're up on me 4 squares, 3 squares, it's like, it doesn't matter. I have been prepping, you don't know what I've been doing, and I'm ahead of you.
There's 10 sorceries for NVCC, Alex. Also, SFP, thank you for the resub. I don't know if I thanked you or not, but if I didn't, I apologize. Thank you so much. And yes, it is
Yes,
Jamesy
yeah.
Boy's birthday.
You have to, hey, I'm excited for, you know, happy birthday to James, your firstborn.
Mhm.
SFFP, you said it wrong. You're supposed to sound that out. It's, you have to say her name. I don't know if you can. It's really hard to sound out, but
Can you do that? Can you do that again? Can you do it one more time?
Nope.
Please,
Nope.
can you do it one more time, please?
I can't, dude. I cannot.
For content, do it one more time.
I would call her 11, but that's been copyrighted. And
No, Shaka, wait, I didn't hear. Can you do it one more time? I need to know.
I can't.
Good
do
boy,
it.
Shaka. You spit on that thing.
Oh my god. Sometimes you got a hot on that thing. Oh god. Okay, so Ellie is, or sorry, NVCC is on his way into the academy.
Yeah, MVCC is going academy. A lot of value in Academy. There is another Remembrance boss in there, which would also give you capital access. Additionally, Renala might be your best option for Whips Flails only, Renala or Radahn. Also, this will give you access to the Radagon's icon, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it at this point, but good value.
Yeah, I think what you said as far as memory stones, icons, it makes sense to set this up also through remembrances. I think Altus is more important though. Like right now is the lull time. Sometimes between like minute 30 and minute 45, you have like this lull period of squares where most players are finishing up prep or doing some early prep for late game. I don't know if you also feel the same. That's what I've noticed that.
Well, I mean, every bingo match does have a lull period. It's kind of like board dependent, right? Because you got to do your setup at some point, right? It's board dependent, right? Like sometimes it's right at the start because there's no early rush squares. Most of the time there's like the early rush, then like that bit of a lull. Other times there are boards where like there are squares that synergize really well with setup and there is no lull period. It just kind of depends. Looks like Alex here is finally going to get his Rosis Axe online.
One might say about time. You're closing in on minute 40 and you just now getting, if it's past minute 30 and I don't have somewhat of an upgraded weapon, I feel so behind.
I feel very behind and very naked almost. Yeah.
Yep. Because there's almost a sigh of relief after you do finally get your weapon online. You're like, thank God. Now I can just go kill things.
And on this board, there are no other economy squares, right? The only so their economy squares include stat dumps, memory of Ket, memory of grace, as well as incants and sorceries. The incant score is already claimed, so both players will now just be freely dumping their money into weapon upgrades and health. There's no more board equity that can be acquired with runes. I do understand why Ellie's so concerned about Lion Guardians because Goldfree is a god boss, right? So you could set that up and like get a double square bingo from NVCC here, but he's going straight into the Knight's Cap square.
I've been saying it from the beginning. Although again, NVCC is not a majority player.
Oh, come on.
Now, was it week 1 we had a concern for Knight's Cav with some of our players?
Yeah, there was a bit of a Knight's Cav incident week 1.
Do it.
I think that was just early jitters, though.
I think it was too. They're just a ton of fun, especially when they hit you so heavy.
It was supposed to be a fast square.
And the way they stall, running away. Oh, we love Knight's Cav. Which is, it's great to see Alex is doing this rush square again. Kill 2 Knight's Cav is a rush square. He did Drake Talisman, so he does have Weeping access, but he's going to go ahead and go to the Liurnia Knight's Cav, Liurnia Highway North, which is a bit of a tricky Knight's Cav because not only do you have the troll boss that's right there that loves to shout at you, you also have a bear that's a little bit north that likes to come out and bite you while you're fighting the Knight's Cav up here. So what I like to do is I always like to aggro the Knight's Cav and continue going north until I'm out of the aggro area for the bear. Aggro range.
All right, this will be Alex's second Knight's Cab. He'll go ahead and get this guy down. Yeah, Ellie's just mainly going for deck this here.
Which I think is fine. She's also grabbing the Source Seal, which will go a long way for wielding Rez's axe. Alex pushing Red Wolf now. Is Ritual Pots on the table? No, they are not.
Nope.
He will go
Memory
straight into the
Stones
fight.
is.
Mm-hmm.
And he will go straight in. Yeah, Alex was able to progress a little bit faster and is just getting to the killing stage of the game a bit before Ellie here.
Yep. Red Wolf is probably the goodest boy. You know, it's an interesting lore, right? It's Radagon's Red Wolf. Radagon left his Red Wolf to protect Renala as he had gone back. Went back and became America to reunite with, or to. Is that when she married Godfrey? Well, it doesn't matter. Godfrey
What?
Horlu. I think that's when she left. She left.
You need some
Radagon
coffee?
left Renala. No, Radagon left Renala and goes and becomes America and joins Godfrey. And so, anyways, Radagon leaves his wolf to protect Renala since he knew she was heartbroken. So sweet.
That's actually a sweet way of looking at it. I always just figured that she won the dog in the divorce.
No. Although that's a better way to look at it.
Yeah. In the divorce settlement, she got the dog.
Honestly, I'd take my house. Give me my dog. Don't take my dog. Because I would be pissed if you won the dog.
Thinking of it
I
as
would
Radagon
fucking
left
go
his dog to
war
protect
if you
Renala is a
won my
better way.
dog. That's my buddy. That's my boy. You know, it makes sense now why they went to war. You kept my dog.
Okay, Alex here setting up sleep pots for god bosses. Just bought the Trina's lilies. Alex might be looking at the line. He might be looking at that row 3.
I mean, it's pretty much unstoppable. Shout out Shura. That is the second time I've ever seen Pumpkinhead throw his spear. Okay.
You've never only the
saw-
second time?
Yeah, in all of the times I've came to Fort Height in a hitless run, vanilla run, bingo game, whatever, I've only seen it twice. Once when I was watching CBD do a hitless run, and he actually got hit by a spear during that run, and then just now by NVCC. It's a move set, a move I did not know they had until literally a week ago.
Ellie does a quick weapon check there, probably looking for a whip or a flail, as well as just maybe a better weapon, you know, alabaster, health and steeple, that sort of a thing. And Alex is going now for Lion Guardians. If Alex gets this, it could put Ellie in some trouble.
Well, the mental game too. You know, you went to try the Lion Guardians. Maybe she's putting it off for, go do another square, get a little bit more set up.
He just threw his spear again, by the way.
What? It's got to be the Night Rain patch.
Okay.
But the spear being thrown twice in the same match is insane. I don't know. Maybe I just never realized they throw their spears. Maybe I'm making a bigger deal of it. But all right, Alex with this first Lion Guardian down.
Yep, first one is down. We'll see where he goes for the second.
Yep.
If Ellie's about to upgrade her weapon here, though, if she immediately pivots, she could snipe this potentially. I don't know, because Alex has Celia under stair. There is one Lion Guardian on the way to Redmane Castle.
Yep.
And Ellie can't afford to upgrade.
Oh,
Yeah, Ellie just got way
sketch.
behind here on weapon. And yeah, she can't contest this. She's gonna lose this Lion Guardians unless Alex has an issue.
I mean, I don't foresee Alex having an issue. Do you see the health bar?
Yeah, I mean he should be fine, but yeah.
That's unfortunate.
No, well she's going back now.
With an unwieldable Roses or with the
No,
end
she
tier
got the
to
end
wield it?
tier.
Yep.
Oh, this is gonna be a snipe. Yeah, keep in mind Alex only needs to kill one while Ellie needs to kill both. They are right here, but Alex just needs the one dead.
True.
The crow jumps off and dies.
Is he hoping that one of them attacks each other and
Yeah,
you know, help
yeah,
kill?
she's trying to get them to do some chip damage onto each other.
Sorry, I thought
But-
I was watching.
Oh, you're
Alex for a
good. You're
second.
good. There's a foot soldier entering the fray. He's gonna get clapped though by something. Ellie gets the first one down.
Oh,
The second
whoa,
one is
whoa.
having a
See?
spasm.
Okay, please. Clip
Wait,
this.
is Ellie gonna win this because of the spasm?
I cannot believe.
Incredible!
This. Oh my
Ellie got this.
god! Oh my god!
Ellie would have lost that if the Lion Guardian didn't glitch.
That is the universe's way of saying, nope, this is Ellie's square.
I know.
These are things you cannot script.
No.
Vegas would be losing their mind. Wow, dude.
Yeah. I mean, keep it like glitching, like intentionally glitching and stuff is not allowed, but that's just completely a freak thing, right? Yeah.
Well, I can assume Alex's lawyers would probably say, "Do we know she didn't intentionally do that?"
Okay. That was the great Bernie Bingo coming from his divine throne to bless Ellie, the god of the game.
Insane.
And Ellie is ahead on Altus here.
I mean, did it look like the dog was humping air? Kinda.
Alex will get memory stones here. Or at least he'll get an. I don't know if this is his fourth, but he will get at least another memory stone here. He should be very cool. Oh no, he passed it. He didn't go for the memory stone. I had my it's early. I had my Caelid riding fucked up in my head.
Because he hasn't been to Altus yet, so he wants to start the Radon Festival.
Mm-hmm.
That or he is.
He needs Sectus.
Yeah.
I thought he would pick up the memory stone along the way, but decided not to.
Well, ever since Ellie marked to kill 2 Lion Guardians, there's no real reason to pursue God bosses at this time.
Yeah, but there is a lot in Altus.
Square. Yeah. Other than get a square on that column 5.
Mm-hmm. Ellie's done a really nice job here of just complete. There is the column 3 still, but Alex did have some early bingo threats, and Ellie's been neutralizing them and done a nice job of it.
Absolutely, while maintaining square pace at the same time, right? Like, it's important to block your opponent's bingos, but it's also important to get your own squares.
Yep. That Lion Guardians was such a huge pivot in this game, because if Alex wins Lion Guardians, he's up 5-3 with massive bingo pressure. I actually think this game is slightly in Ellie's favor now.
Listen, I hear it now. Lionsgate.
Liongate?
Lionsgate. Yep.
Yeah, so Alex is making his way into Altus as well. He's not as far behind as I thought he would be, but he's definitely behind.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, Ellie's just gonna go here for the Sacred Flash charges. Another thing we haven't talked about, duelists. That's a square that can be done in capital very easily. Actually combos really nicely with Ritual Sword, Ritual Shield, if it's still on the board. It's fairly easy to do early on, right? There's the duelist in Limgrave and the duelist in Caelid, but if you can somehow hold off until you get to capital, there's just 2 standing right next to each other guarding the Ritual Shield Talisman. And it is not duelist bosses. Any duelist will do.
The thing that I'm eyeballing right now is icons and staves.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Staves is still hanging around.
Because these are like mid-game squares that are easy board equity.
I think Alex is in a position where I don't think there's a lot of threats Alex is really worried about at this point. Ellie, I think, does need to neutralize the Sacred Flash charges, and then at that point, she does need to keep an eye on row 1 and column 5, but everything else is blocked. So
yeah,
like she can probably go and pick up those easier squares like Staves.
Dragon Hearts even.
Yeah, Dragon Hearts with Exikes is a really strong synergy. Really, really strong synergy.
Honestly, row 1 bingo for Ellie.
How so?
Okay, she's already up here. Just grab a Smithing 12 or the Smithing 2 bell bearing, right? Pivot, kill Elmer, then go do
column 1.
Column 1. I said row 1. I meant column 1. Excuse me. Yeah, column 1 bingo, the 3 remembrances. I don't know. If you could weave it together, you already have 1 remembrance down. The Smithing 12, just get a separate weapon and level it up. Who cares? But Elmer's easy, Exike's easy.
I think I mean, there's a chance. I do think this game's going to majority. This looks like a majority game to me.
Yeah,
especially once Ellie gets the Sacred Flash charges.
Knocks out Sacred Flash charges, get a square on row 1. Yeah, it's majority game at that point. I do like the Elmer early play. Like, go ahead and knock that off the board. He is scary to do at low health because 1-2 wallops and you're dead. But
yeah, I mean, he hits hard, but he's very, like, most players know Elmer quite well.
Yep, don't get caught.
This could, I'm not sure if Alex is trying to go for Sacred Flash charges, but this could be another snipe here if he does go hard into it. The good thing about, like, getting sniped on charges is not the worst square to get sniped on at all, because you get a lot of map progression out of it, and you get obviously more flasks. Like more flasks is better. But yeah, he just checked his seed count. He is looking for charges, but I do think he will lose it. Yep, Ellie's gonna upgrade here, and that is 10 charges for Ellie. I like Exikes a lot here for Ellie, and she goes for it.
Yep. The only way you pivot now, I mean, if I'm Alex, I go grab the Bell Bearing 2 right now. I go grab Bell Bearing 2 right now because it's a quick square. I doubt she's working on it. He's gonna go, yeah, where is he going? What's he thinking? Alex, what's your plan for column 1? He's getting pots. He's creating sleep pots.
Yeah, he's looking at, I mean, sleep pots will be good later for god bosses. Ellie is fighting Exikes here. Again, I apologize for no game audio. She's playing copyright music and can't have that for the VOD track.
That's okay. Dragon slams and screams. We can make up our own sounds for it. Do you want to do that, Who's? No, you did not, dude. Plop.
Stomp.
It's a me, a Wario. Oh, that's not in the game. Sorry, wrong game. Pikachu. All right, that was enough.
Yeah, that was enough. At least this is horrible terrain. Like Exikes is being a bit of a bastard with the terrain. Surprised she hasn't gotten a stagger here yet. This is the phase transition move. Run between the legs. You need to just get the hell away from there. Between the legs is typically safer.
It's a weird hitbox because you feel like you're still in the fog, but you're not in the hitbox.
Yeah.
I do not like that move.
Yeah, the visual hitbox on it does not align at all with the actual hitbox. NVCC is going for Godfrey. We'll stay with Ellie here until she gets for this attempt on Exikes, and then we'll go check in with NVCC. She needs to be close to another stagger here.
Yes, I was about to say the same thing. Maybe 1 or 2 more hits there. Next one. No.
Okay, after this fly attack, I can't imagine she doesn't get a stagger.
I think if she had done a jumping attack, maybe she would have got the stagger there on that hit, but this should be the stagger.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Still doesn't get it.
I think there's just too much time.
There it is. Yeah.
Boom. Here we go. Oh, nice too, because Exikes was about to run out a little bit.
Yeah, and the Ash of War there does a lot of work to stationary enemies, so when Exikes' head is just on the floor there. Charge attack, 1 more hit should do it. Does get a stall move though. Dude, the visual hitboxes, man.
That's rough. I would have been a little bit more afraid of that.
All right, nicely done by Ellie here. NVCC going for Godfrey. This is both a God Boss and Progress Squad Radagon and Godfrey's icons.
Yep.
And Ellie's going for Tree Horse bosses with the Tree Sentinel. And hell, you never know. Maybe she gets Dragon Halberd. And then we get complaints about weapon def.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there is Tree Sentinel down.
Very quick work of Tree Sentinel. Well
it
done
was
by
not
Ellie.
Dragon Halberd. It was Gargoyle's Halberd.
Goated weapon, let me tell you. Oh, weird hitbox on Quadris.
Yeah, that was really weird. This has been
That's
a buggy
unfortunate.
game. This has been a buggy game. Ellie's continuing now to go towards Dragonheart bosses. Just claiming her priority. She's doing a Geel right now. Alex gets goad for a down. Ellie with a Geel.
I'm concerned about row 1. You need to get 3 Remembrances or Briar. And
Column 1.
Column 1. I keep saying row 1. Forgive me.
Forgive me, Bernie, for I have sinned. Bernie's the god of bingo. Bernie Bingo, the great.
Mm-hmm. The Church of Bernie is what they call it.
It's more of a cult, but
Well, all cults are churches, but all churches, are they all cults? That's the question.
we don't need to get into that right now. Alex is
Yeah, for
picking
sure.
up. Alex is picking up Radagon's icon.
So icons will be nice to see, Mark. But if I'm Alex, I'm wondering, like, what am I doing for row 1? And so Alex should do flail only. We have a little bit of Strump strategy in the chat with flail only on a remembrance boss. Remember, Strump did that last night on Radon with Bleed and Rot. Fantastic play. Column 1 Shaka.
Well, NVCC's looking to get a
Column
block,
1 time.
and NVCC's looking to get a block on your column 1. He's going for the Smithing Stone Miner's Bell Bearing 2 to help get him towards Smithing Stone Weapon plus 12. Shaka's hopes and dreams are shattered. You can see it on his face.
It is. It is shattering. This game is called Bingo for a reason, and the lack of... I'm kidding. No.
Well, Shaka, when you're living life on the line.
When you live life on the line, the bingo line. I live my life one line at a time. The bingo line. When the bingo fell. That's funny.
Ellie could be going duelist here.
It's a good play. You know, take it away early game.
Well, she just bought the Stone Sword keys for it.
The other thing you got to consider is Ellie is also just taking away any idea of Alex, like considering a column 5 bingo.
Also, I think she realized that Alex, with the Radagon Godfrey icon mark, is not contesting Dragonhearts in any way. So, she went ahead and grabbed the Grace to get closer to Smaragd for later, but is like, yeah, I'm not being contested, so there's no reason to push this. The flail check was Family Heads, which works well since both players are using Rosa's Axe. It is an int weapon, as well as the Family Heads.
Or as I like to call it, the Vin Diesel flail. Family.
No.
Okay. All right. Whatever. I'll keep that. I'll put that one. I'll put that one back in the box. We'll just take that joke back.
All right.
Okay.
So Alex now going for Elimer, continuing to block column 1. I don't watch Fast and Furious, so I didn't get it at first. It took me a minute. It wasn't that bad. I was just a bozo. All right, so we're gonna see a little cool skip from Ellie here. You can get to the duelist in Limgrave via this nice little skip, and as a result, you don't have to run through the cave, which is rather long.
So, while Ellie is doing or getting ready to do the skip, before she gets to the skip, let me tell you, my next run, it's going to be the Vin Diesel run. I'm going to create a character that looks like Vin Diesel rocking the family flail. It'll be a flail-only run under the name Vin Diesel. Okay, so this is a version I've not seen. I've only seen
It's the
over
better
water.
version because if you fail it, you don't die in the water, and it's
But the
faster.
threat of- Yeah, that is actually really clean and free. I like that.
Yep. All
The
right.
thing about
First duelist
duelists-
dead there for Ellie.
They're so easily like staggerable. Like you can stagger them easily with light and heavy attacks. I love that.
Yep. The muscles are just for show on the duelists.
It's all for the show, as sci-fi would say.
All right, so we're going to see a square here marked by both players, with Ellie marking her duelist, and Alex will be closing in on Elimer here.
Both of them taking the time to claim a square on the other's bingo line.
Yeah. Yeah, I think overall, like Alex might need to either make a play here or get a snipe. The Lion Guardians was a big turning point in this game, and now some could say that was a bit of karmic justice for the Godric Nefelli snipe, but looking at this, right, like Ellie's up 1 and has a massive prio on Dragonheart bosses, right? Could be a bit hard to, like, Alex is probably going to need to make a play or something to come back here. Ellie's going to destroy this duelist. Yep, she's got it. We'll check in with NVCC.
Unoriginal poster, absolutely. All right, mark my words. Shaka family heads or family Vin Diesel run starts tomorrow. Okay, so Ellie marks 2 duelists. Fantastic. MVC is in the fight with Elmer the Briar. Again, the tech here for anyone who doesn't know or struggles with these guys is stay on their backside, bait out the shield bash. You can get them in a cycle where they're shield bashing over and over again, and you just get a R1 or a R2, quick or heavy attack in between the shield bashes.
It's not a perfect loop, but
True.
Works most of the time. Ellie is going to go ahead and get Smaragd here. That will be her 3rd and final Dragonheart boss. She wants to finish her plate and get her priority there, especially because Alex hasn't marked anything in a minute, so you never know.
I'm worried about Alex at this point, to be honest, because now here we go. It's what is it, 8-7?
I mean, he's behind 2 squares. Like, it's not the end of the world, but like I think he probably does either need a snipe here or needs to make a play, right?
Yeah.
Like either get a snipe or go for something very aggressive. With the amount of, oh, Ellie's gonna die. Ellie ran into the fire and died.
Oh no.
Alex also gonna murder Tree Sentinel here for a Tree Horse boss. Does Ellie have another rune arc?
If she needs one, Bellum Church, the merchant.
No, okay, she doesn't need
Bellum
it. She
Church.
doesn't need it. She's good, and she does have one.
Good.
Honestly, Smaragd might be my least favorite dragon. He flies around so much.
Who's your favorite?
Exikes, honestly.
Exikes? Really? You're that sadistic. Agil is way worse RNG wise, I would agree. I think my favorite dragon is the magma worm.
Well, okay, yeah. If we're talking if those count, then I mean, if we're talking favorite and those count.
Well, then
I mean, I thought we were talking
dragons.
Drake. Okay, well then my favorite dragon's Bale. Eat shit.
Oh well, then mine's favorite is Granddaddy Placidusix.
You're wrong, and you know you're wrong. Bale's better than Placid.
I'm not wrong. No, he's a king, and he deserves to be revered or revered, however you want to say that word.
So Alex just did Tree Sentinel and now is doing Tree Sentinel Duo as a tree horse boss. Now, Tree Sentinel Duo only counts as one tree boss and one horse boss, right? Even though they are a duo, it is one boss. Bale's cooler than Fortisax. That is not... Fortisax was the coolest, and then Bale took the spot.
Fortisax has the coolest arena, the sky.
No, he does not have the coolest arena. No,
Yeah,
it's Bale.
Okay. You're gonna tell me that when you look at that sky, you're not thinking, "Oh my God, did someone just like put some mushrooms in my coffee? What am I seeing?"
Okay, so you have one arena where you're fighting on a psychedelic trip, and the other arena is at the top of a fucking volcano mountain.
Take the sky in Fortisax's arena and put it on Placidusic's arena, and you have the best arena in hands down that's ever been created. Bell's arena is cool, but it's been done before.
Win.
Meter, or whatever, however you want to call that cursed dragon of DS3.
Nope, that's not like Bale's arena at all.
It might as well be. I know it's not, because it's more like the
One is literally way on top of a fucking mountain, and the other one's in a goddamn cave way under the ground. Like, that is so far off. Quit while you're ahead. Quit while. Quit. No. Okay. All right. Just quit while you're behind. Damn it. All right. NVCC finishes off the Tree Scent duo. Good job there. Ellie's gonna go for Red Wolf now. Maybe still looking at memory stones because it is still on the board.
I will give you this: when Bell puts those transitions in phase 2 and has his wings of lightning out of nowhere, like, that is so sick. That is so sick. Like, it's arguably like my favorite screenshot outside of Malekith. When Malekith, his phase transition scene is probably the hardest looking screenshot you could ever have. When he's like, "Oh, death," and then he like does his pose. It's the hardest photo you could ever take in Elden Ring.
Well, Shaka's hard because we're living life on the line.
The bingo line. Because when you carry that family flail, you put Vin Diesel on her back.
Alex is continuing. So Ellie is gonna push memory stones. I'm really surprised this square, and also Stave's still on the board. 2 easy squares that are still on the board. Alex is continuing to work towards his tree horse boss synergy here, making his way towards Draconic. And also Draconic will be his final horse boss, because he did 2 Knights Calves, Tree Scent duo, regular Tree Scent, and then Draconic will be number 5.
Did I ever tell you I killed Egon mercilessly on my first playthrough of the DLC?
Didn't you kill every NPC?
No, not everyone, because I left them for the final fight and made my life a living hell when I met Leto for the first time. Okay.
You literally killed a cripple. I want you to know that.
He was screaming at me. I wanted him to shut up. Ah, shut up, dude. Those are both really good ideas on an original poster. A Wild West game and also a Pirate Age or Cell. Or maybe they just remake Bloodborne.
This is bingo.
Yeah, sorry. Alex on his way to the DTS, which is probably the easiest boss in the game.
Steak, the players do not have to use the same starting class. Like, the weapon randomizer is the same. They're allowed to choose whatever starting class they want. That being said, a lot of times the players do choose the same class because there is like one best one, but they don't have to, right? Players have a very limited amount of time to decide what is the best class for the board. Most of the time, the decision ends up being the same, but they are not required to pick the same class. No. All right, so Ellie is just one memory stone, well, just a few memory stones off, and Alex is going for DTS. This will be his final horse boss, and I think his 3rd tree boss.
It will be his 3rd tree boss, because he did the Tree Sentinel duo.
Yeah, and regular tree scent. I'm just trying to think if he did like a watchdog or an avatar or anything, but I don't think he did.
Gets hit by the flame. Nice stagger again as he transitions into phase 2. Rose is actually surprisingly performing really well right now for Alex.
Rose's X is good. What do you mean surprising?
I've kind of fallen off the somber weapon bandwagon.
Ellie does go ahead and get memory stones. That's a square I was
It's a good
anticipating
mark.
Alex NVCC to get.
It's a good mark because, again, look at that row 2 now. But unfortunately, Alex is about to throw up 5 bosses with tree in the name. As,
Or 5
well,
horse
this
bosses,
is-
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Well,
think for
he
Ellie
needs
though,
a tree block
like for
this
Ellie
first.
though, it's like get one more square, get staves, and then I mean start to think about capital, right?
You know,
Because there's 3
actually-
capital squares.
Okay, so it's still a two square game, but this is really looking to fall in Ellie's favor here.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of the problems, right? When you talk about like making a play, right, or trying to go
Yeah.
aggressive, there's 2 different like schools of thought on it. If you're, let's say you're behind 2 squares, it's like 5-3, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you can just try to outplay your opponent and slowly make up that ground over the course of the game. But if you become even, right, you can get in a really dire situation where, like, especially if this thing keeps progressing, like 10-8, 11-9, I mean 12-10 is 12-10's a death sentence on almost every situation, right? So like you kind of have this question of like, okay, I'm behind a little bit. The game's totally still in play, but it's like the game, I can totally still win this game, but I'm going to have to do something at some point to make up this ground. So it's like, do I decide to go aggressive in the mid game, or do I hope that I can make up ground over the mid game so that by the end game I'm not behind? Because if you get to the end game and you're behind, you're screwed. If you're behind 2 squares in the mid game, no big deal. You can make that up. End game 2 squares behind, you're in trouble, right?
Yeah, and this is getting to become scary for Alex, is what I mean. I mean, it's 9-7. Ellie marks the stave square, which is an easy square. All you're left for with are time sinks.
Yeah.
Like the only synergy is Godfrey and God bosses and 3 remembrances.
Yeah,
No,
that's
not
what
even
Alex
3
is going
remembrances.
for. God bosses, 3 remembrances, and capital access, right?
Yeah, he's going to Reichert is what he's doing. Which is smart. Because he has Godric dead. That's 1. He'll get Godskin Noble here with Reichert as 2 and 3. I'm trying to think which is fastest.
he already has 2 others done because he has Godric and Godfrey dead, so he just needs 2 more.
He did do icons. He does just need 2 more. This will
Yeah,
be the
nice
second
little cage
square.
skip there by Alex.
Easiest and free skip of my life, on God, as Nexus would say.
Yeah, the fact that there are 3 squares in capital is going to be very important in this end game. There's 10 squares left on the board, right? I counted that right? Yeah. No.
No, this will get him
9 squares left on the board.
This will
And
get him Somber +9 too, but I don't think he really needs it.
no, Somber, you don't need Somber 9.
You don't. It's
Not
I'm
worth the
trying to
time.
think why he would choose this over Goldfrey and Godric, Soldier of Godric. Why would you decide
Because
to do?
Rykard is a god boss in capital access.
And he does need capital access to even get
And you need the
considered Goldfrey.
remembrances. So like I understand the logic. I don't know if it's the best play, but I understand the play.
Yeah. He's about to put Noble into phase 2 here. A nice stagger. That's big. Big.
Another stagger. Very clean Noble fight from Alex. Nicely
Absolutely.
done.
You know, Noble does, if you spend a lot of time with him, he's not so scary. It's just Noble presence. I have to get better at dodging.
Yeah, Ellie did just upgrade the family head to +4, and it looks like she's going for
Renala?
Yeah. I would probably do Radon, honestly, but I understand.
I do like this play.
I like the play.
like it.
I think Renala is, I think, faster in theory, but honestly, I think Renala is scarier than Radon because between the summons and things, you can just get caught and blasted. And she's very resistant to magic, which is what Family Heads does damage-wise.
True. I was going to say the kids, like, hopefully she knows that she cannot pull her fist out to hit the kids.
Yes, she knows. I'm sure she knows.
I'm sure she knows too, because we have talked extensively about that.
Oh, Moongrum.
Oh, Moongrum. Nice little circle tactic. Let's go.
Nice job. Nice job.
Alex on his way to Reichard right now.
Yeah, well, I'm curious what the damage numbers look like when Ellie actually does get to hit the boss here. Actually, not horrible. It's a 2-cycle. Yeah, 2-cycle for sure. 2-cycle's not bad at all. Meanwhile, Alex is going in to fight Reichard, so we'll go ahead and bring up the dual screen. Ellie gets Renala into phase 2.
Sorry for the chair stream. The caffeine went right through me. Had to go
You're
pee.
good. You're good. We have Alex fighting Renala here. The earthquake is coming. He's just going to block. Oh my god, actually gets a stagger. He created a little poke and got a stagger there.
Which is great for him. Also, you got to be happy that this doesn't kill Renala after she summons 4 times. I'll tell you. Renala does like to troll.
Ellie's damage is much better than I expected, honestly. Yeah,
when
Ellie
we were
gets
talking
Renala
about-
down. That's Remembrance Boss Flails only. Alex is going to be going into Reichard phase 2 here.
Well done by Ellie. That's a great square to get.
Yeah, and now she has capital access, and I think she should and probably will just send capital.
Well, it's a second remembrance.
Oh,
down
no.
now.
Finish staves. I would finish staves and then send capital.
Alex will get 2 squares after he wraps this up.
Not 2, just God bosses.
Oh, that's right.
God
I was
bosses
thinking
in
record, but
capital access, yeah.
remembrances. Yeah, he doesn't have a second remembrance already. This is his second. You know, when we were talking about coolest arenas, 2 arenas that we just saw, we
Wait, hold that thought, Chaka. So what Alex is doing right here is he has the Rykard in a little loop. You can interrupt. So the way the phase transition works on Rykard is it is actually attack based. He does certain attacks that bring little skulls into the sky. Once he does that 3 times, he will transition into phase 2. And during the phase transition, he always tries to do this animation, which he's attempting to do here, and you can stun him out of it with the Ash Vor Great Serpent Hunt, and you just repeat that over and over again, and the big serpent goes down. Nicely done there by NVCC.
Well done by
that is
Al.
God Bosses.
Well done.
Anyways, what were you saying about the arena?
Well, I was saying that Rykard and Renala do have respectable arenas. Both of them like deserve to be in top 10 for sure.
Renala phase 2. Phase 1 is kind of
That's what I meant. Phase 2.
Yeah.
When I think of Renala, I think phase 2.
Yeah, there's staves for Ellie. The question is, does she decide to send capital knowing that Alex most likely has Tree Sentinel Draconic dead? I think
you know what I would do? You know what I would do? I would just go get Smithing Stone plus 12. Grab the 2 Bell Bearings and then go get a 3rd Remembrance. Kill Radon.
Well, Alex is actually going straight for the 3rd Remembrance now.
Ooh, then you don't want to do that. And so Ritual Shield and Ritual Sword are actually the play. Does Ellie have DTS dead?
No.
She will have to fight DTS. Meanwhile, Alex, depending on how quickly you can do Renala, get into Capital first to get Margit and Moog Shackles along with Ritual Sword, Ritual Shield. 5 bosses with Tree in the name. He does have 3 of them dead. He just needs 2 more for that square. He gets 3 Remembrances, cleans up Ritual Shield, Ritual Sword, Moog Shackles if he can beat her in the race. Last square that Ellie can grab is Smithing 12 and Godfrey.
Yep. Also, that was nice little tech there by MVCC. If you throw a Kukri at the wall, Moongrim will stare at the Kukri, and then you can just crouch walk past him, and he's too stupid to notice you.
Kukri tech. The Uwukaris, as Nartok would say. I do not say that. Whatever, Nartok. Sure, buddy. Sure. So Alex going to town on Renala phase 1. Meanwhile,
Also,
Ellie
should be a 2 cycle here. But yeah, Ellie's on her way to Capital, and I think she's going to win the Capital race, even though, unless, it'll actually be pretty close, because Alex will be getting through Renala probably about the same time that Ellie gets through
Alex grabbed
DTS.
the Rampart Grace, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Alex keeps missing. This might end up being a 3 cycle.
I'll tell you what, she does not, like, the hitbox near her legs does not make sense. There we go. Good job,
All right,
Alex.
Ellie is also fighting DTS, so we're going to go back to the dual screen.
Mm-hmm. This is a fight that I've seen Ellie practicing recently.
Yep.
Alex gets a nice stagger on Renala. Oh, punishes her deeply.
Pause. Alex takes care of Renala very quickly. That will be 3 remembrances for Alex.
Like we said again, the Uwukari finish, like Nartok likes to say.
And Ellie gets CTS dead, so they're both going to be pretty much at the exact same place, same time, heading into Capital.
Yep. Alex just pivots right back to that Grace. Now we have a race. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. We have a race on our hands. Both of our competitors have hit the starting blocks, and we are ready to go as they get elevated. The circuit starts with a long straight here, and then we'll take a short left, and then it's a hard right.
The green flag making their way around turn number 1. Come on around, come on around, come on around. Who will do capital skip? Does Ellie do capital skip?
I don't know.
Come on, we're gamers here. We got to do skips.
Ellie also has 161k in her pocket. Alex grabs the Grace. Ellie doesn't. I can't imagine she'd not grab the Grace and then not do capital skip. And then do capital skip. So, yeah, neither player doing capital skip. We have no gamers.
Nope. Playing it safe here. All right, Rambler, you win. No skip today. I do not like jumping off on this one. I understand why you would, but it's closer. It gets you closer to the Balcony Avenue race.
All right, now both players are gonna grab. I mean, the thing, Ellie really only needs 1 square in capital, and then she could go do +12. I mean, Alex does have a lead on +12. He did buy the Smithing Stone bell. He did acquire the Smithing Stone Bell Bearing 2 earlier, so he actually is ahead on +12, as well as tree bosses.
Yep. Neither have Prio on Market and Moog Shackles. They both have the same progression.
Mm-hmm. Ellie's ahead here on Ritual Sword, Ritual Shield.
So Ellie is going Godfrey first.
Or Ritual Sword, or Ritual Shield, sorry. She already has Ritual Sword.
It could, yeah, true. I think if she marks Ritual Shield, Ritual Sword, it's... No, the writing's starting to be on the walls, appear on the walls.
Yeah, but it's not Jove Ritual till it's over.
Yep. It ain't over till the bell rings, right?
I mean, there's a chance that Ellie decides to do gold free first, but I would have to imagine she just gets Ritual Shield.
I mean, there's a chance that she thinks he's going to beat her to Ritual Shield. Ritual Sword. So you go Godfrey first. This is a 50-50 decision here. Where you go?
Ellie's going for the shield.
She is going shield. Alex needs to go Godfrey then.
Yep.
He is going Godfrey. All right, good. I think you should be able to ride Torrent here.
I wish you could.
For Ellie.
Yeah. All right, there's Ritual Sword, Ritual Shield for Ellie. Alex will be going into gold free.
Where does Ellie pivot from here? Let's see what she decides to do for her last square.
She might just go for gold free.
She's gonna get sniped if she does that.
No, she's going shackles.
She is going shackles, and that is probably that's probably the best play.
My guess is her plan is right now to in order to double prep, it's go get Moog Shackle, then go for gold free, and then get Margit Shackle. So that way if she gets sniped on gold free, she's prepped for shackles, which is going to happen here unless Alex has a massive skill issue. Alex surviving?
Oh my god.
Nope, never mind, he died.
Oh no.
That was embarrassing.
Godfrey.
Yeah, I think that's probably the nail in the coffin for Alex. This is going to be a great win for Ellie, especially, you know, it's her first win in the Golden Order. I know she'll be very excited about that. And it's a revenge game. She lost to Alex NVCC in the qualifiers for this event.
Yep.
And gets her revenge in the actual season.
Oh,
This will be good for Alex too. You know, come back stronger the next week.
Yeah, I think there has been a trend, right? All the rookies, or I guess Alex is not a rookie because he competed in Rookie Rumble, but you know, the less experienced players typically have all been losing their first match. I think it's a trend that kind of makes sense, especially in week one with this is week two, but it's Alex's first game.
It is.
Right, like in your first game, you got the jitters. Experience matters, and you know, Ellie I think got those jitters out last week and played a really nice game today, and is gonna get a big win.
Completely agree. You know, Alex was unfortunately sick and had to reschedule their game from last week. And so this is his week one, his true week one with the Golden Order. So could be those week one jitters. Get them out of the way now. For Ellie, like you said, it's a revenge match. She's glad she got it's a good win for her. And for some reason, I always like the idea of coming back from a first week loss. Like, you know, go ahead and get that first loss out of your way.
And this will put Ellie in a good spot in the recusants division. There's 9 players in each division, and then the top 4 will make it. So realistically, you probably need. There's a chance 4 and 4 gets you through. 5 and 3 should definitely get you through. And 1 and 1, not a good start, right? If you start 0 and 2, it's going to be very hard to make playoffs. You probably have to go at least 5 and 1 in your last 6 matches. But Ellie getting a win here today is big for her and her playoff chances.
Really is. Okay, so Ellie bones out. Godfrey fight.
And now just goes for patches and shackles, and that will be the game.
Meanwhile, I think Strump is just going to buy the stones to get to smithing plus 12.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, also, we cannot get a reaction cam from Ellie after the game because she's playing very loud, like, techno music right now, and just can't do that, unfortunately.
God, that drop is always sketchy. I have fallen there and died, actually, because it was just a hitless run. So I'm always sketched of things that have killed or hit me during any of those routing runs.
Also, we got another big game coming up after this. Moody versus Nartok will be pretty much coming right after this. We're not going to have time to do a full post-match interview due to time constraints. I will probably just bring Ellie in here and just, you know, I'll probably just bring him in, congratulate him on the win, congratulate them on the game, and get Ellie's thoughts. But we will not have time for a full post-match interview due to time constraints.
Also, Shaka needs his yogurt and granola time. I'm kidding. But I do have some yogurt and granola I'm going to scarf down before the next game. Moody versus Nartok.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Nartok brings his A game because Big Booty Moody is coming for blood.
I agree.
What a game to start off the first day, or the first game of the day, right?
Yeah.
Some of the highlights, right? I would say the Nepheli Lou race, so close. We also had the glitch Lion Guardian that happened as well. Insanely funny. Any other major snipes? I can't think of.
Did you say Godric Nepheli at the start?
Yeah, Godric Nepheli Lou at the start.
Can't think of anything.
No, me neither. Other than smithing 12, you know, if Durf was playing this board, you know that definitely would not be on the board still. And that, well, as soon as Ellie goes back to Roundtable Hold to buy the shackle, that will be game.
Yep, that will do it.
Set match. You know, we need to start considering having like a halftime show. Between the matches. You know, bring out somebody that can juggle or something.
Wait, did she not grab? Oh, she didn't actually grab the other shackle. That's not game yet.
Oh, no.
She still has it. But
Oh, I remember my first time in the sewers playing this game. I didn't even realize there was sewers in the game until I think I was looking up for like tips or tidbits. I might have watched a Gino video and I was like, wait, there's sewers underneath the capital. This game is huge. And then I found the deep root depths and my mind was continuously blown. Or deep root bot, whatever. Deep root depths.
all right, and that will do it.
I know y'all can't hear it, but Ellie let out the biggest. So I'll do it for her. I'll just say what she's saying. Oh fuck, that was close.
Well, congratulations to Ellie. We're gonna go. I'll bring them both in here really quickly, and then we will go ahead and get ready for match number 2 of the day. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in.
Hey, GG.
Thank you. GG, Alex. Hell of a game, man.
We're gonna have to keep this a little short because we got the next match starting in a few minutes.
Yeah,
we got a lot of games. Alex, I'll just say thank you so much for playing, man. It was a good game. We're not gonna. I just want to get Ellie's thoughts really quickly here because it is her first win, and then we'll go ahead and get ready for the next match. So Ellie, congratulations, first win in the Golden Order. A revenge match from the qualifiers. How are you feeling? Congratulations.
Good. I was really proud that I didn't lose my proverbial shit when getting sniped that close on Godric Nefeli Lu. It was like a 3 second. Like I was like hovering over to click, and I got it. So that was whatever. I feel like I recovered that well. A couple of mistakes on routing. I don't think I should have done Dragonheart, like the second Dragonheart boss. I think I probably just done Duelist quicker, but and then I got greedy going for gold free, which made the game a little closer than it should have been. I could have just done more double prep than I did, but getting the Underground Grace was good. But yeah, I think, some blunders here and there and maybe some pressure movement, but overall I think I played pretty okay.
Yeah, I think you played a great game, Ellie. I'm sorry we can't have a longer post-match
interview,
you guys, but
good,
congratulations. Congratulations. We look forward to seeing both of you next week.
Yeah, good game, Alex. Man. You played very well, dude.
GG.
Very good game, man. Thank you.
I mean, I have...
Please become Elden Lord.